Howdy. You may have noticed that I didn't do a DLP on Saturday. That's because the DLP is over. But I guess technically I still should have done an update for the last week. In which case, there was a lot of stuff that happened that last week. Very, very interesting the way it all came together. And there's actually still stuff happening. But I'll say that it was a great experience. I didn't stick to my original plan, which is kind of crummy, but I still got the benefit of going through the project. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, it went well. Today we're going to read chapter 4 of the Book of Mormon. And before I begin, I invite you to pause and say a prayer and ask for discernment so you can understand this the way you're supposed to. And I invite you to check out the links in the description so you can download the Gospel Library app for your Windows, or Android, or iOS device and follow along, or skip ahead or jump back or read something else. I also invite you to check out the links to request your own physical copy of the Book of Mormon, which I should have on me, but I don't because I didn't find the one I normally show, but I found another one that's in my car because I finally got my car back, but I left it in the car. I don't feel like getting up. I also invite you to pray and ask for opportunities to better understand what is within the text, and I guess for ways to see how what's here correlates with your own life, because this is a book written for our time. And I invite you to request a physical copy, like I was getting to, by going to the site that's in the description, or by sending an email to me at thegospeltruthhaboutwaffles@gmail.com. And if you do it that way, I'll send you one on my dime. And I will write my testimony in this I cover, the S I cover, anywhere reservable space. And I also am happy to analyze a conference talk with you. If you want to go to LDS.org and pick one out and then tell me which one you want to analyze, and we can do that. And yeah, let's get started. Chapter 4. And now it came to pass that in the 363rd year, the Nephites did go up with their armies to battle against the Lamanites out of the land desolation. And it came to pass that the armies of the Nephites were driven back again to the land desolation. And while they were yet weary, a fresh army of the Lamanites did come upon them. And they had a sore battle, insomuch the Lamanites did take possession of the city desolation, and did slay many of the Nephites, and did take many prisoners. And the remainder did flee, and join the inhabitants of the city Teancum. Now the city Teancum lay in the borders by the seashore, and it was also near the city desolation. And it was because the armies of the Nephites went up unto the Lamanites that they began to be smitten. For were it not for that, the Lamanites could have had no power over them. But behold, the judgments of God will overtake the wicked, and it is by the wicked that the wicked are punished. For it is the wicked that stir up the hearts of the children of men unto bloodshed. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did make preparations to come against the city Teancum. And it came to pass in the 364th year, the Lamanites did come against the city Teancum, and they might take possession of the city Teancum also. And it came to pass that they were repulsed and driven back by the Nephites. And when the Nephites saw that they had driven the Lamanites, they did again boast of their own strength. And they went forth in their own might, and took possessions again of the city desolation, and took possession again. And now all these things had been done, and there had been thousands slain on both sides, both the Nephites and the Lamanites. And it came to pass that the 366th year had passed away, and the Lamanites came again upon the Nephites to battle. And yet the Nephites repented not of the evil they had done, but persisted in their wickedness continually. And it is impossible for the tongue to describe, or for man to write, a perfect description of the horrible scene of the blood and carnage which was among the people, both of the Nephites and of the Lamanites, and every heart was hardened, so that they delighted in shedding of blood continually. And there was And there never had been so great wickedness among all the children of Lehi, nor even among all the house of Israel, according to the words of the Lord, as was among this people. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did take possession of the city Desolation, and this because their number did exceed the number of the Nephites. And they did also march forward against the city Teancum, and did drive the inhabitants forth out of her, and did take many prisoners, both women and children, and did offer them up as sacrifices unto their idol gods. And it came to pass that in the 367th year, the Nephites being angry, because the Lamanites had sacrificed their women and their children, and they did go against the Lamanites with exceedingly great anger, insomuch that they did beat again the Lamanites, and drive them out of their lands. And the Lamanites did not come again against the Nephites until the 375th year. And in this year, wait, I lost my place. And in this year they did come down against the Nephites with all their powers, and they were not numbered because of the greatness of their number. And from this time forth did the Nephites gain no power over the Lamanites, but began to be swept off by even as a dew before the sun. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did come down against the city Desolation, and there was an exceedingly sore battle fought in the land Desolation, in the which they did beat the Nephites, and they fled again from before them, and they came to the city Boaz, and there they did stand against the Lamanites with exceeding boldness, insomuch that the Lamanites did not beat them until they had come again the second time. And when they had come the second time, the Nephites were driven and slaughtered with an exceedingly great slaughter. Their women and their children were again sacrificed unto idols. And it came to pass that the Nephites did again flee from before them, taking all the inhabitants with them, both in towns and villages. And now I, Mormon, not Moroni, seeing that the Lamanites were about to overthrow the land, there I did go to Hilshim, and to take up all the records which Ammoron had hid up unto the Lord. Alright, sorry I lost my place, I got distracted. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I will see y'all later.